decisions regarding their health and their body. I believe in that completely until your decision as to yourself impacts negatively on many others. Then the common good takes over, and I'm arm waving here, but that has everything to do with the way I look at our team, the Cowboys, or the way I look at our society. We have got to check I at the door and go forward with we. Your Dallas Cowboys are doing that. Shannon, were you surprised by Jerry's comments?
No, but I'm not buying it that is his top priority for everyone, Skip. In addition to the pain and suffering that this country is going through with COVID, it's affected his bottom line.
Yep.
That's what it's done, Skip. Jerry likes dollars. The vaccine and the mask is the quickest way for the NFL and the Dallas Cowboys to get back to doing business in a normal capacity. That's what this is about. Not one time have I heard Jerry Jones do a PSA talking about vaccination, even though as it ravages mainly the South, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Texas. Jerry hasn't given one PSA. He's talking about the vaccine for my club. Yeah, because you want things to get back to normal. You know the best way for your season not to get interrupted is for all of your players to be vaccinated. You're going to pack the stands.
Yep.
Here's in New Orleans. What are they doing, Skip? You have to show a proof of vaccination or a negative test to get into the stadium.
Yep.
Is Jerry doing that? Absolutely not. So he can miss me with that. Oh, it sounds good.
It does.
Sounds really good. But come on, let's be all the way 100 because this could potentially affect his bottom line.
Yep.
And that's what I'm not saying, hey, Jerry, hey, I'm sure he has his reasons, but I believe this is the main reason why Jerry is speaking out about this, because it can impact the bottom line. Because we know when Jerry thinks something's going to impact the bottom line, Skip, we went through something in 2016 and 2017. He was very outspoken. He was one of the few owners because what? It was impacting the bottom line. We know what the bottom line is, so Jerry ain't fooling me. COVID is for real. It's serious. And I wish a lot more people would get vaccinated and wear the mask so we can get back to normal or what we think is normal.
Yes.
But Jerry ain't fooling me.
I hear what you just said. But for Jerry Jones, this is about as close to a PSA as he's ever going to get for the greater good. I liked what he said because I liked the way he said it. And I agree with every point you just made. And obviously, when it comes to political and social stances of Jerry Jones in the past, you and Jerry have been at odds.
Yes.
And likewise, I have been at odds with what Jerry has staunchly believed. But I thought Nancy Armour wrote a great piece about this in today's USA Today. It was insightful, it was compelling, and it was a bullseye for me because her point was, just at a glance on the surface, it's shocking that Jerry Jones would have this stance until you start thinking about the cash cow that is in jeopardy right now.
Correct.
On the field and at the box office.
Correct.
And obviously, the more people get vaccinated, the more people just arguably will be able to come and sit at Jerry World, buy tickets. So the point that Nancy is making, I'm going to reread that quote one more time from Jerry, but her point is that Jerry Jones is a white Republican man, which puts him in the least vaccinated demographic, according to this new NBC News poll that I read this morning. It's really good. It's very eye-opening.
Right.
And so if we go back to Jerry's quote, he's saying that everyone has a right to make their own decisions regarding their health and their body. Good.
Right.
He says, I believe in that completely until your decision as to yourself impacts negatively many others. Then the common good has to take over. And his conclusion is, we've got to check I at the door and go forward as a we. And he's talking about society and team.
I believe he's talking about team. He ain't mentioned nothing, he ain't talking about no society.
Yeah, but again, the society impacts his bottom line at the box office.
Skip, the governor has already said he's not doing any passports. He's not doing any mask mandate. So they're going to put 85,000, 90,000 in there regardless.
Okay, all right. But you're talking about this, the Texas
The
government.
Texas.
Okay.
Jerry is talking about, the I is talking about, yeah, I understand. You want to do what's, your body.
Okay.
He say, but the I, we need to talk about we, the Cowboys. Jerry ain't talking about no society. He ain't talking about nothing else. No. He can miss me with this one. I don't believe that, Skip.
I do. I disagree with you on this one because he's seeing for the greater good of economics, for us to get back to a semblance of normal. Vaccination is the way to go.
Yes.
Masks are also the way to go, but they're not going to do masks.
Right.
But vaccination would be #1 on that list. Right. Am I right?
Well, how about this here? He says, you know what? I would love to. How about set up a drive? We're gonna give you a free tickets to a game. Anybody that come get vaccinated, we're gonna give you tickets to the Cowboys game for free.
Okay.
If you want to put some teeth to that. If you mean what you say, you say what you mean.
Okay. But he is in the least vaccinated demographic, and he is obviously very vaccinated because we heard him last night in Hard Knocks saying, I've gotten more shots than a Cocker Spaniel. Remember that?
But here's the thing, though, Skip. Why? He's also in the high-risk group.
Well,
his
sure.
age,
but there are a whole lot of that group who are saying absolutely not.
Right.
And we'd have to break it down into who you voted for and which party.
Obviously, that has a lot to do with it, Skip.
A whole lot to do with it. But I would encourage people to go look up the NBC News poll, and I don't want to get too political, but it's just eye-opening. You can just see they broke it into all the correct categories. It went right down the list.
Right.
You can say, aha, aha, aha. And yet, Nancy Armour's conclusion in USA Today is, when a vaccine can end a pandemic that has killed more than 600,000 Americans and stretch healthcare workers beyond exhaustion, not getting one is neither personal nor a choice. It's selfish and good for Jerry Jones for calling it out regardless of his reasons. So I'm just with the greater good of this.
Yeah.
I just like it. Listen, when Jerry speaks, a whole lot of people listen because you saw those people at that practice. They're just like in awe of seeing him for real, right?
Yeah. But Skip, you remember like a lot of these with the voting thing, a lot of these basketballs, a lot of these football arenas, they open up, early voting.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, NFL, y'all serious about this?
No, that's a whole different ball of wax. Yeah.
Because you see, Skip, some states are offering, lottery and some college degrees, a couple of $100 here or there.
Okay.
People like sporting events. Say, hey, you get vaccinated, you get to come to watch a game because to watch the Cowboys, or watch the Patriots, watch the Steelers.
I'm down. I agree.
Yes.
I would agree. That would be putting your words into action.
That's what I did.
Yes.
Thank you.
But I was, just at a glance, I was surprised by how staunch he was in what he said on his radio show about getting vaccinated. Obviously, it impacts his team's ability to win football games, number one.
Yes.
And he also said we have 4 or 5 who are still not vaccinated.
Right.
They're, 93-ish%, I think. But he's also talking to the greater good because the economy is going to flourish more the more people that get vaccinated. It's as simple as that.
But here's the thing, Skip. Even last year, when there was no fans in the stadium, the value of the franchises increased 14%. So Jerry is unimpacted. See, so the greater good, he's talking about the fans in the stadium. It don't matter because my franchise is still increasing in value. He's talking about what could blow up his situation is one of those guys getting infected and contaminating the locker room, and now all of a sudden they got to shut it down.
Absolutely. So he's like, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
You got to do this for our greater good in the locker room.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah.
It was surprising and then ultimately not surprising.
All right. Well, we're always, Jerry, never shy from sharing his opinions, guys. Switching gears, was Russell Westbrook not as big of an upgrade to the Lakers as we originally thought? Or did we even think so? We'll explain next.
No mercy, no mercy.